This is beyond that. I'm not talking only about models, but I think our model is so powerful because
This is one of the only industries where we can learn and earn.
the goal is to hit 5 million this year.
Now, the first part of your goal was smart because it's specific and it's measurable.
In a month.
In a month.
Consistently. That's his average number right now.
And how he's grown it to pay me back that money over 10 years' time. Yes.
Wow.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm doing
Good.
awesome.
How are you, Joel?
Doing good. On my way to do a door knock, pre-foreclosure, see what happens.
I love that. Good for you. And you've got your pre-foreclosure uniform on. We get
Exactly.
to be a little bit more casual when we're doing those.
Yeah, definitely.
What will the ideal scenario for you be from this pre-foreclosure? What would you like to see happen?
Pick up a listing, get it sold.
Okay, got it. And you haven't been able to reach him by phone?
No, so what it was a BPO that came in from the bank, and then so when I get that, I look it up and I see it's pre-foreclosure. And so I went to forewarn, and the phone number for the owner is disconnected and it shows, I forget the age, she was either 64 or 74. So there's a chance maybe she's passed on. The borrower from the bank is a different person, maybe the husband. So I figure, well, I'll go door knock it, see if she happens to be there, there's any heirs, and try to, have a conversation, see what we can do.
You think there's an equity situation?
Possibly, because, property shot up so much here in Miami during COVID
Yeah.
that, unless it was a reverse that they've had for a long time, which I don't think that's the case, then yeah, they should have some equity.
Okay, that's good. I hope that works out for you.
Well, I was gonna say Marietta sent us something she might want to share with you. She did like a squeeze page or what's your home value on next door, and she had a fair amount of hits on it.
Really?
Yep. And I'm sending out cards. Just a handwritten card with listen, you didn't provide your phone number or email, so I can't send you the full market report. Here's my phone number. Just without looking at your house, your average for your home will be average home value is this. I learned it from a girl that did an EXP little webinar on
Right?
starting your business. And so since I'm in a new area, I'm like, okay, let's go back to the basics of when
Mhm.
I started.
Yep.
It's a new area, right? I have to create a whole new farm. So she said to post on Next Door Neighbor, which I'm a part of for my new community.
And that's the app Next Door Neighbor, correct? I'm
Right,
taking
next
notes. This
door.
is wonderful.
And it's
Okay.
where neighbors just post things like a dog is missing or they're having an open a yard sale or whatever. I just posted most of my friends are asking what their home value is. I think something like that. Here's a handy tool and I just put the squeeze page.
And the squeeze page, can you
I'll tell you
show us?
exactly what I wrote though. Hold on. The squeeze page is right from KB Core.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Or wow, look at you already jumping into KV Core. Were you doing KV Core before you came to EXP?
No, it's funny. I was doing Lofty and I was gonna pay for it. And, I was a team leader for a while at KW. And I said, you know what, if I'm gonna really recruit to EXP, I want to use their free resources, what's included for us, right? And
Yep.
be able to really learn it and teach other agents so that they can have the same success. And I'm in a brand new market. So this is the app next door, and I'm going to go to I actually just got a notification about what my post. Here's my post. A lot of my friends ask me about the value of their home. I thought I'd share this tool that gives you an instant value. Enjoy. It's
Nice.
nothing fancy. You're really not supposed to do this on Nextdoor because it's
Right?
kind of promoting yourself, but this is free.
Yeah, you're
So
just giving a gift.
correct. So when they click on this, it goes to my KV Core landing page. they put in their address, hit next, and then it's gonna verify the information, like what's your phone number, whatever. Not
Right.
everybody does it, and then it would give them the value.
And it's not like sending them to Zillow. It's not like sending them to someone else. It's it's branded to you.
Yeah, look up here. It's not only branded to me, it's on my KV Core page,
Yeah. Okay.
which it's important to keep them on our page.
That's huge.
Right, and you got 2 photos of you there, so you have, your identity. They can recognize you, see you. I'm
Correct.
just curious, with the letter that you send out, I wonder if you're better off not putting the price there, so then they have a reason to
Possibly.
call you.
Yeah, but well, I'm gonna try it both
But
You know what?
ways and see which is
Uh,
better.
Yeah,
But isn't
great
it, but
idea. I was gonna say maybe do that like an A and B.
consider this though. Don't they have to put information in to get this?
So that's what's happening. So you're gonna see, I'm gonna show you right on my the hits that I got. If I put in the phone number, if I put in the name, it's because it's someone that I've researched already, right?
Right.
But if not, this is what I'm getting. I only had one person that put in their email and their phone number and they haven't answered. So I'm only getting the street address, which is fine because I'm going back in and I'm going ahead and just sending them just a regular note card that I'm handwriting.
I love
And
that. But here's the other thing to consider. Do you have forewarn?
I do not.
Okay. What
So
Joel-
I know it's on the Miami Association for free. Joel was telling me about that yesterday.
correct. Or if you got to pay for it, it's only $20 a month.
Okay.
So the thing to consider is if you get an address, you know the owner. With the name, you've used forewarn before or no?
I have never.
Okay, you can get it in your cell phone. It's so easy. And actually, when you go to sign up for it, the reason that you've got to give them is for safety because I'm a realtor. That's the only reason that they'll allow you to have it. You can't say I want to look up people's phone numbers because they're going to ask you a reason.
Got it.
And the
But
reason
it'll give me the phone number and the email address?
it gives you cell phone numbers, no email.
Oh, I like that
But you
better.
get cell phone numbers. You get really solid phone numbers from this. And you can also take a phone number and you can plug it in and it'll give you the name and the address. So you know how we get all these ridiculous, like we get phone calls from all kinds of numbers that are no one. You answer them and they go to nowhere. Before I will answer a call, or if I get one of those and it goes to voicemail, I'll throw it into forewarn to see if it's a real person before I'll even call them back. If it's not a real person, or you know how we get these texts randomly, I'll throw it into forewarn. I'll report it as junk if they show up as nothing, because that means
Nice.
it's a new number. But more importantly, you can, as you get these addresses back, you don't need people to put their name and address in. And if you're the one that's giving them this free information, they'll come back to you. Versus if you make them go through all kinds of hoops, we don't, you know what I mean saying? I think you're better off. Less is more in this case. Because
Okay.
then you might consider this. What do you think of this, guys? A phone call that says, hey, you know what? I noticed that you followed up on the tool that I offered, a store app. Sometimes, a computer generated value is not as accurate as it could be. I'm curious, were you actually considering a move, or would it be helpful if you had a more in detailed report? Then you're getting the phone numbers for Warren and you're making these phone calls as well.
Oh, that would be ideal. I mean, I like sending, and I will continue sending the cards because
Yes,
I think people are going to be more apt to opening it because people don't get cards anymore.
I agree. I agree. And then the other side of it too is the conversation might go like this, Marietta. So, as I speak to people here in our area, many of them are requesting information like this on a regular basis in terms of value and information about the community. If you've got an email address, I can make sure that you get these updates regularly.
Yep.
And now you got email. Now you can did you hear how I got their email from them?
Yeah.
I made
Perfect.
it all about them. Other people are requesting this information. It's not like, can I have your email? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Are you,
So, and I don't say that to brag. I say that just to I was able to and it only happened because of my amazing agents like Joel and Denise that would refer so many agents. But I was actually able to sit in the room with the other top team leaders and learn from them and Gary Keller himself, and learn what was working in their markets because it's all about coaching and helping agents grow.
yeah,
That's at the end of the day, that's the only way you make it to that level is if your agents are growing. It's really not about growing the office as much as it is growing their business.
the
Because when
humans.
they're happy, they continue to grow and continue to refer you agents.
Wow, that's powerful. That's exciting. And what's really exciting too now is you have an opportunity because it sounds like you've been a tremendous leader, given that you were in the top 100 of team leaders. Um, you're going to get compensated like a leader.
Finally, I'm so excited about this opportunity
Exactly.
because of
Exactly.
that. Finally.
That's the
And it
key.
took Joel a long time. I know I'm sorry, but
No, no reason to apologize. You're here now. That's what counts.
yeah. He
I
kept telling
could
me, you got to see the numbers. You got to see the numbers. You got to see the numbers.
I couldn't be more thrilled to learn from you. Now, are you aware of Aaron's call on Monday at noon?
Yes,
Okay, is it in your Google Calendar?
it is on my Google Calendar now.
Okay,
I'm still trying to
that
get everything set up. Yep.
if we're talking agent attraction, I got to tell you, I've learned so much from that call. And Aaron is spot on what to do and what the theme has been most recently. And see, Aaron, as he grows and discovers things, he shares it with us. And what he has been letting us all know is this is not about the model, right? You just said it. It's all about how can we train or guide agents. Guide is the word, agents to do more transactions.
That's right.
That's really what it comes down to. And so what Aaron would say is because, everybody's got a better model and they're all going to talk about their model. And so, as we look at it and come to it from this perspective of, these are humans that we're talking about. They don't care about a model. They care about how can I do more business so it helps me, my family. That's
Yep.
it. And my business in that order, by the way. So I think you'll get great value from that. And in fact, one of the things that I wanted to share that Aaron brought up on this week's call that I wanted to bring to light is he talked about our comfort zone. And he talked about there's three ways or experiences that we know that we are in our comfort zone. The first way is that we hide. The second is that we are being hindered because of what we're allowing in our comfort zone. And the third is hesitation. So when he asked this question, it made me really uncomfortable in my seat. Aaron said, what are we hiding from? When we're in our comfort zone, like we're in our snuggly place,
Yep.
right? I'm in my home office right now. There's, no distractions. There's nobody here that's, giving me any friction whatsoever. What am I actually hiding from? And I thought about that. So what would you say that when you're in your comfort zone, what are you allowing yourself to hide from?
So funny question. It's funny. I just moved over to EXP and I know after, so long being at KW and they just drilled into you, about how, their model was better and, blah, 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 blah. Um, it was just okay, now I made the move to EXP,
Mm-hmm.
picking up the phone and sharing all the amazing resources that we have because I'm still blown away. I'm still learning. I'm blown away. I mean, the buyer toolkit.
Mm-hmm.
Holy smokes. If I would have had that when I was in as a team leader, they didn't allow us to produce. When I was in production, I would have never stepped into, I don't care what they would have offered me, into the team lead position because holy smokes is that powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Um just the amount of resources, the amount of tools, the amount of support. And then with our group, I've gotten the Lars
Real estate B school.
yeah, real estate B school training program. eh, the Jose Morales
Yep.
University, I'm like, holy smokes. This is like, what's funny is when you go to a new company, everybody says, you're trying to drink from a fire hose. Well, this is beyond that. This is like not a fire hose. This is like the entire I don't know,
Niagara Falls.
yeah, I've never seen this amount of resources. And I think that the model that not talking only about models, but I think our model is so powerful because the agents are seeing not only the rev share, the stocks, but they're getting so much value and they want to do more deals because of everything else. And they want to help each other grow because as EXP grows, we all grow, right? And
Right.
we're being profitable.
And we're being compensated for guiding and leading. Leaders are being compensated. And all good leaders, they should and deserve to be compensated. So yes.
Amen.
So as we relate that to, I'm going to reflect something to you if you don't mind. What I'm seeing in you is you've just taken a bold move. You've stepped out of your comfort zone. And I don't believe that you're hiding at all, given what you've just described to me. And yet, there's always some level of us being in our comfort zone. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm in my learning zone, kind of hiding from having to make those calls to agents.
Okay,
But I'm
thank
trying to
you.
gather as much as I can.
Okay, so thank you for that. So I'm staying and remaining in my learning zone,
Yeah.
and I understand that, and yet consider that when we get our real estate license, okay, this is one of the only industries where we can learn and earn.
Yep.
Whereas a doctor, before they put a scalpel in his hand, he's got to put 8, 12 years in.
100%.
She's got to put 8, 12 years in before they can begin practicing. So I guess the question that I have for you is I know you were a team leader, correct? Most recently, you were not in production.
Correct. I was not in production.
All right. And so what I find fascinating is already, how long have you been with EXP that you're now focusing
2
also?
weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks, and you found something that's already generating leads. So the question that I have for you is how will you take the information that you have and share it with others so that they can benefit from this? And how will you put that into your daily schedule so that it's real? Because the next thing that Aaron shared with me in terms of being in our comfort zone is we experience hesitation. What exactly am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? For
It's
me,
just putting it in the schedule.
thank you. Putting it in the schedule. Because when I use this phrase, you tell me, because I've used this phrase often to my detriment. When this happens, I will then fill in the blank. I will then X.
Yep.
Really, what am I doing by using that sentence?
You're procrastinating.
Thank you. Yes.
Yep.
What I'm aware of is I'm putting conditions out there that are keeping me from taking action. In other words, like you just honestly admitted, when I know everything about EXP, then I'll pick up the call. That's not how it works.
I know.
I'm thrilled to have you on this call today. I'd like to know, what are because obviously you're an amazing recruiter. What is your focus as you go forward? What does your business plan look like, Marietta, for 2025? What areas of business do you want to focus on more?
I want to grow my personal production, obviously. So goal is to hit 5 million this year. This next year coming up, minimum. And bring other agents with me, right?
Yep.
So everything that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and start, I've been saying it for years. I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to start a YouTube channel. I'm just gonna do it. It's not gonna be perfect. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
start doing it because I do have a lot of agents that still follow me and will call me and ask me questions. So I would love a place for them to just go and learn. And it tends to be a lot of the newer agents, my more seasoned agents just kind of it's more like a consultation of not what should I do, just is this path better than this one, or what am I, it's different business conversations. But for my newer agents, they just want to know tactical strategies. What can I do to create business now? And I think positioned perfectly, being in a brand new market, to be able to give them that insight, and not as, okay, I'm working a database that I've had for 14 years. No, I'm starting brand fresh, just like you all did. And this is what I'm doing to create a new business here in this area. And then just put in, my failures, the successes, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it onto that YouTube channel, and, have people start growing it organically.
That's rich. That is because what you're doing is uh, you're setting the example. You are what I would call, as a leader, you're the tip of the spear. You're going first. And as you go first and you plug through and plug ahead, you're making it easier for the people that are behind you. And that's leadership. That's rich. So if your intention is to start a YouTube channel, are you going to EXP Con?
Unfortunately, I cannot this year.
Okay, good. The only reason I brought it up is because Aaron is speaking at
I know.
EXP Con on social media. And what he's really, in the last 3 weeks, he's like pounding it into our heads, is the main thing that we can focus on right now is long form YouTube.
Okay.
Because long form YouTube, what he's discerned is when you will start to get more of a following, where Aaron, his success happened rapidly. Like, he's been doing social media for the past 3 years. For 2 years, I think he had
He
like,
used to hate it, right? I've known Aaron
yes.
for a while. He
So
used to
then
hate social media.
Okay, so then if I'm telling you something that you already know, then say, Mark, Aaron's told me that already.
No, that's okay. We haven't had the conversation. I just happen to know he hates social media.
Yes, he did. He would never post anything. So for the first 2 years, I think I'm going from memory. My last call with him was Wednesday. So he shared that in 2 years, he had like 19,000 followers. In the last year, or so far this year, he's averaged in 3 months' time 196,000 views.
What?
And where it made a huge difference. That would be like a football stadium, right? Or more than a football stadium, right?
Yeah.
And I think the watch time was like 3 years of watch time. And where it really broke and it made a difference is when he started focusing on doing 5 long form videos a week. So how do you get 5 long form videos? I mean, that's been my question. What Aaron's been doing and what I've observed him doing, I don't know if you've ever been on his role play call on Wednesdays at 10 a.m.
No, I was gonna attend today, but obviously this happened, so I was like, okay, I'm
Thank
gonna
you for
just.
being here. What
No,
I'm going to
absolutely.
do is I will have this group go on a field trip. We're going to go on a field trip to his Wednesday 10 a.m. call. We're going to
Okay.
switch it over for 1 week, and I'll give
Okay.
plenty of notice because he and Jose Luis Morales, they lead a role play that is like second to none. It's like tactical. It's really all the greatest insight and information. And that's powerful, but that's an hour-long call. They're recording it, and then he's throwing that hour-long call onto YouTube as audio only.
Wow.
Okay, I'm recording this call. Long form is 45 minutes to an hour, right? So as we're on this call, you can take this, I can take this call and plug it in, put it onto my YouTube channel because it's instructive. The goal is to get people are calling Aaron right now and they're saying, hey, I've been following you, I've been binge watching you. And he said, what do I got to do to sign up with you? I mean, that's how a close is happening for Aaron right now.
That's amazing.
Exactly. So as we're continuing to present value, with the goal being that you want someone to where they know you well enough to, regardless of what you're offering, they'll say yes before they know what the offer is.
Got it.
Because you've provided so much value to them over the course of time through media that they're like, yeah, whatever it is, I'm on board with you. And that's what's happening with Aaron right now. And he's guiding us and coaching us to do all that. So
That's amazing.
so the third thing, I don't mean to jump all over, but you shared that, and thank you for sharing your goal. So here's one thing that I'd like to share with you. This is what I heard. Your business plan for 2025 is 5 million. Yay, you. You're a capping agent, and bring other agents with me. Now, the first part of your goal was smart because it's specific and it's measurable. What's this part of your goal that says bring other agents with me? Let's make that into a SMART goal. What do we got to do? It's got to be specific, measurable, right? It's got to be attainable. It's got to be reasonable, and then it's got to be time bound.
So I know I can do more, but I want it to be reasonable right now and the life situation. My goal is to do 5 agents a month
Five
for the,
agents a month. You're
for
going to
the
bring in
first 3 months, and then I'll double it to 10.
5 agents a month for the first. Did you hear this, Joel?
For 9 months
Nice.
to
That'd
10.
be great. And whenever I can help you achieve it, I'm here. I'm ready to go and help you out.
I'm
Let's go. Let's grow.
inspired. I'm excited. This is awesome.
No,
So
Marietta's a superstar, and I guarantee you she'll hit those numbers and probably exceed them.
there's no doubt in my mind, given her attitude, the next thing will just be the approach that you're going to take. Our attitude, our approach, and our expectations. You have the attitude, you have an expectation. What will that approach be? What will you do that's going to cause this to happen?
Well, I think you just gave me that idea. I've said I wanted to start a YouTube channel, so I'm gonna go ahead and start that YouTube channel and
Okay.
just sharing exactly what I'm doing. That'll start getting the momentum. And I will post to that YouTube channel. I can't promise to do it every day, but 3 days a week, I'll
Okay.
post to YouTube, and I will call 20 agents a day to invite them to either follow me on YouTube, follow me on social media. And how many passes can we do to EXP World?
I don't think there's a limit. I
Oh,
don't believe that there is a limit.
okay.
What I might,
Also, you can always invite them to the role play calls and stuff
Oh,
like
I
this.
didn't know that. Okay, we can invite to role
the
play calls.
Wednesday calls, yes.
Okay.
And if you've got someone, so I'm going to share with you the format. So a third party call. What Aaron would tell us is when you get someone that asks you about EXP, and Marietta, you probably know this already. The last thing you want to do is verbally vomit on someone and say, these are all the reasons why this is great, our model and rev share and blah, blah, blah. No, what we do is we turn around and we ask a question. You're going to get this. Marietta, why did you leave? You were a team leader. So the next words out of our mouth would be a question like this. You know what? There's many reasons why I've chosen to make this move. I'm curious. What about the EXP model have you heard that is of interest to you?
Yep.
They'll say a couple things. I'm curious, given that, if X, Y, and Z. So X, Y, and Z. I'm curious. Is there a reason that you're seeking X, Y, and Z and you're not having it where you're at? Well, this is why. This is the reason. You know what? If there was a way that I could get you onto a call with my senior partner, Aaron or Mark or Joel or whomever that would be, so that we could talk about X, Y, and Z and how we could bring more of that to you so that it would help you, your family, and your business. Is that something that would help you? Well, sure, I'm happy to do that. Then at that point, you're going to have a link for Aaron's Calendly link, or you're going to have access to me. You're going to go onto that Calendly link and you're going to say, oh, Aaron's got availability on, it shows his calendar. And we've got availability. Could you do it on Wednesday or Thursday at 2 o'clock? You book the appointment right on the spot. And you
Got
plug
it.
in the Calendly link, you put their email in, the people that you're doing, and now you've got a third-party call set up. Once the third-party call is set up, then this is what you go into. And I'll forward this to you, don't worry. So this is the procedure for a third-party call. First, now I'm on the call, and let's say that I'm you, Marietta, and you're the senior partner, and Joel is the agent that you've invited on, right? No, I've invited Joel, and you're the senior partner. So this is what I'm going to do for you. So Joel, hey, thanks for making the call. I just wanted to check in. Do you have 30 minutes, 30 to maybe 40 minutes? Is that still good for you, Joel?
Yeah, that still works.
Okay, great. So Joel, the intention of this call really is to provide you with information, answer any questions that you might have about the model, see how we can add value to you, your family, and your business. And then whatever you decide, Joel, we're going to support you 100%.
Great.
Then great. Now, the next step in this, Marietta, is we're going to edify the prospect. Okay. Joel is our prospect. So,
Okay.
so I'm going to edify. So Joel, what I love about you and that I respect about you is that, I've known you, we've been in a role play group for probably the last 5 years together. You've always shown up on time. You're committed to growing your business, and you're committed to doing the right thing as an agent for your clients so that you can grow and your family can benefit. I really think the highest of you. And I just wanted to make sure that, Marietta, as my senior partner, I just wanted her to know the type of agent that you've been in my life and why I've invited you to this call.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that, and have the mutual respect for you also, Mark.
Thank you kindly. So now, then I would go on to, you notice the first person that we edify and the most important person on this call is the prospect, right? That's going to be the agent that we've
Yep.
invited. Then I'm going to go on and I'm going to share what I know about the senior partner. In this case, I'm going to edify Aaron because oftentimes that's who's on my calls with me. So Joel, I just want you to know I've known Aaron personally for the past 16 years. He and I have served together at charity events like Challenge Day, and I've really come to know Aaron's got a great heart. He has, over the last 17 years, listed and sold over 2,000 homes. He sold over 150 homes for at least 4 years in his career. 80% of the properties that he sold have been listings. He's coached over 100 agents continuously for over the past 10 years, 12 of whom are earning $1 million per year. He used to own part of a Keller Williams franchise, and he sold it for the EXP opportunity. He's oftentimes seen more in me than I see in myself, and he's guided me to greater things because of it. So with that said, I just wanted the two of you to know each other. I'm going to hand the call off now to Aaron Novello. Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure.
And that's it. Now I'm quiet. I say nothing. For the rest of the call, the senior partner takes on. And what the senior partner is going to do is they're going to talk about the value stack. And the first thing the senior partner will do is they're going to say this. Gosh, this is helping me, guys, by the way. I'm out of the role play right now because this is helping me be able to be good at third-party calls. The first thing that they're going to say is, so you know what, Joel? A lot's happened from when you were born up until now. Tell me about yourself. Tell me a little bit about, what you're hoping to accomplish with, should you decide to make a move and what's important to you and how we can help you grow as an agent. And then Joel's going to go on and he's going to say all that stuff, right? Now I know what's important to Joel and what he wants to do over the next year. And now I know how we can position the value stack being what Marietta, which is coaching with Aaron, the opportunity to come to this meeting, right? the opportunity to have Jose Luis and Lars, KV Core, and all the things that you're learning. But you're going to position that, you're going to go through it all, and it's going to be positioned towards Joel's needs. And at that
Right.
point, once you've described all that, then I'm going to go on and I'm going to say, so now I've talked to you about the value stack and what we can do for you. Are there any questions? I know that's a lot of information all at one time. Joel, do you have any questions in regards to that?
And then I would ask whatever questions I had.
Joel will ask whatever questions. Now, Joel, I'd like to talk to you about the model, the splits, and the numbers. So then we get into the model, the splits, and the numbers, which, like, I know you've done millions of times, Marietta. You've done that with KW.
Yep.
And then I'd like to take a moment and I'd like to share my screen, not to make it about me, but really so that you can see that what I'm sharing with you, that includes revenue share, and it also includes stock ownership in the company as an opportunity. I'd like to show you that it's a very real thing. And then typically at that point, then Aaron's going to get into his screen and he's going to show how revenue share, since he started with the company 27 months ago, how it's brought him to a place where last month he's earned $19,000 in revenue share.
In a month?
In a month.
In a month.
In a month.
Oh,
Consistently.
Consistently.
Like that's his average number right now.
And how he's grown it. And then he's also going to go into, and I'm going to screen share with you right now, my screen share. I'm going to share my screen with you, not to make it about me, but just to show you that this is real and tangible. So I started with the company in February of 2022. So this is, I'm going on my, actually, I'm sorry, February of 2023. So I'm going on, it'll be my second year with the company in February of 2025.
wow.
So now there's 6 ways that we can earn equity with the company. The first way is we can sell our first property with EXP Realty. All right. And what that looks like is when we sell our first property with EXP Realty, we get $400 in company stock. It's just granted to us. We just get that. The second way that we can earn is when we invite someone to the company and they sell their first property, we get $200 in company stock. Now, the third way that we can earn equity is, let's say I cap in a calendar year. I do $80,000 in GCI and I do 20 transactions on top of that. What's going to happen is I'm going to receive $8,000 in stock. It's going to be granted to me. And then the third way that we can earn equity, excuse me, the fourth way that we can earn equity, boy, this is testing me now, is let's say I do $80,000 in GCI. I do 20 deals on top of that. And I teach a couple classes in the metaverse or online, like these classes that I'm doing right now. And I attend 2 events with EXP. They'll give me my full $16,000. They'll award that back to me in stock. So this is very real. And then, just by capping, I get $400. And then by capping and doing 20 transactions on top, I get this 8,000. And then by capping 20 transactions on top, teaching a couple classes and attending a couple events, they give me the full $8,000 in stock back. So when you go to events, essentially, I might spend $1,000 or $2,000 to go to the event, but I'm getting $2,000 back because of that in stock. And then the final way is I can invest 5% of my commission at a 5% discounted rate on purchasing the stock. So let's look at what all that looked like. And now I'm going to share my screen with you, not to make it
I already
about
opted into that one.
just to make it real. So you can see I've been with the company it'll be 2 years next February. And in 2 years, the stock that is showing unavailable to me is the stock that was gifted because I've got to vest in that stock. It takes 2 years to vest in that stock. And what I've been gifted over the course of time is it's worth $20,000.
Wow.
And then the stock that I've invested at a 5% discount out of my commissions is $44,000 for a total of $65,000. So,
And
Joel, the thing.
all right, quick question.
Yep.
When you buy the stock, I think it's a 10% discount.
No, it's at 5. They changed that about
Is
6 months ago, so be very careful.
okay.
They
Okay.
just changed that.
Perfect.
It's at a
Okay.
5% discount. Good question, though.
All right.
So
Thanks.
here's the thing to know. I was with my previous company, which was Keller Williams, for 15 years. I owned part of that market center, Marietta. When I left and I sold my stock back to the owner of that market center, how much do you think that I left with?
Peanuts. I know because I know people that have done that.
You know what I
Huh?
left with? Zero.
They
And
didn't,
I
they didn't
invested
pay you?
$50,000 to have that stock ownership in my brokerage.
They didn't pay you for any of the stuff?
What I got was a note to pay me back that money over 10 years' time. Yes.
Wow.
So think about it this way. If I was with EXP for the last 15 years, you can see that
You'd have
I would have left with $400,000 in equity, in ownership in the company. And instead, I left with a note with a promise that someone would pay me back some money. And I don't,
in the market reality, you would have left with more because about 3, 4 years ago, their stock had took a run and went from like $10 a share up to 250 and then split. So you probably would have ended up with over $1 million or something, close to it.
so you
So,
can see this is real.
Oh,
Exactly,
yeah.
Joel. You're exactly correct. This is real and it's tangible. Just by me doing my job for the last 15 years, I would have been in a much different financial picture. Not to
Yeah.
mention the opportunity that you have by having proximity to agents like Aaron, Jose Luis, and Lars. Lars was in Gary Keller's top 100. He was selling 2.6 million in GCI year after year after year. And you know what? He worked in that business 58 days a year.
Wow.
He's the king of scaling. So you've got proximity to great coaching and people that are doing great things. You have the opportunity, the rev share opportunity, and to have ownership. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Does that make sense? Now,
Yeah, it does.
these are the things that are going to be gone over on a third-party call. And what Aaron would say is, don't do this third-party call. Don't do this heavy lifting yourself.
Yeah.
Just set the appointment, and then until you've learned it, and you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and
And
get
I've got the
Aaron
proof and the credibility behind it. 100%.
exactly. And Aaron is there for us. Our people that are above us in the organization, they're there to help us bring people into our organization.
So funny story. I was with EXP back in 2017 for
Yep.
3 months. 3 months.
Wow.
In those 3 months, I sold, I think, 3 properties.
Uh-huh.
And for whatever reason, I left, right? I was
Right.
recruited back into KW. I ended up with 102 shares. How? I don't know. I think it's when that stock split.
Right.
I think they used to give you 50 when you first joined or something.
Yep.
Well, I ended up with 102. And for the last, I would say 3 or 4 years, I keep getting dividend checks from
Oh my
EXP.
gosh. Really?
They're small checks, but I'm like, this is crazy. I'm not even at the company and I am receiving dividend on stock. I was there for 3 months.
Wow.
So I told Joel that story when we were, and he's like, can you imagine if you would have stayed? And I said, I know, I know. I'm here now. I'm here now. He's like, holy smokes. Yeah, so it's crazy. So now I'm trying to get those stocks moved over into, because it's still with the old one, Bridge, whatever, or
Right.
Broadridge. Trying to get them moved over to Morgan Stanley so I can stay with everything else.
That's powerful.
Isn't that
Wow.
crazy?
I'm so excited for you.
I'm excited too.
And you know what that does is it gives us the ability to focus on what's most important to us. And I can tell you have a passion for teaching people already.
I do. I have a passion for seeing others succeed. I didn't come from wealth. I'm definitely not wealthy. My parents struggled a lot, came to this country from Cuba, struggled a lot. Um, and real estate really changed my life.
Wow.
I worked for Dade County Public Schools for 42 years. I mean, for 22
Wow.
years. 22 years. The
Thank
most
you.
I ever made was $42,000.
Wow.
Within my first year in real estate, I broke $100,000. I was the first person in my family to make $100,000.
Oh my gosh. What a legacy you are.
So for me, real estate changed my life
Yeah.
and my kids' life. Um, so I have a real passion, especially for someone that's struggling, and likes real estate, sees it as a career path, to show them that it is possible.
Yeah.
Because I always tell agents, there are hundreds of agents out there that are making no money. You do
Yeah.
not have to be them.
No.
If I could do it, you could do it. Absolutely.
I am so thrilled to know you, and it's so inspiring to see you in action. I'm really grateful.
Oh, I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much.